why being a nerd is cool now. Yo, chat, I'm nerdy like that. Don't play with me. Yo, to be honest, bro, being a nerd is not that like bad. I know in movies they be like bullying the nerd who knows a lot of knowledge. You're gonna bully someone who knows knowledge? This world is so confusing. Like someone would bully a homeless man who don't have anything right, but then they would bully someone who has knowledge. What side are you on? You don't want to bully the middle class or whatever? Like this world is so crazy, okay? Me, I'm nerdy, bro. I don't care what anyone says. I'm nerdy, bro. Yeah, let me do my nerdy stuff, bro. For you nerds out there, it's okay to be nerdy, because you have a lot of knowledge in you.
I think the idea of, quote, being a nerd became cool or popular. Now, a lot of us are going to have interests that are considered, quote, nerdy because, well, we grew up with technology and we're going to discover things that we like across the internet. Now, back in like, I don't know, the 1980s or some shit, if you said you liked video games or solving Rubik's Cubes or comic books, people who were bullies back then would have...
I heard girls like nerdy men. I heard black women like a nerdy black men who loves anime and all that. Yo, girls out there, if you love bad boys, if you love nerds,
ass called you a dweeb and fucking shoved you in a locker and gave you a wet willy. Some people, if you even did anything on the computer, they will look at you like some kind of alien. And if something wasn't considered mainstream, it was not socially acceptable. And some people would get bullied for doing these things. Now, I don't really remember much about the 2000s, so I can't really speak on that. But at least the 2010s and the 2020s, everybody is using some form of technology or playing video games, watching anime, or anything like that. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy to me how these things went from not socially acceptable at all to very popular. Like, it's just weird how that works. But at the same time, it doesn't really surprise me though, since technology use is at an all-time high. And if you invested in Apple in 2007, you would be able to feed your family for generations. I was too busy watching The Wiggles and being barely conscious. Come on, bro. Lock in. Get Apple. What the hell are you doing? And ever since then, the overall popularity of things online has just been going crazy. The internet influences every single thing we do. The content that we consume is a huge part of our thought process. So why did it get to this point? And what was the sudden jump in popularity? Well, I guess that's what we're going to answer in today's video.
What is it?
Now, in the 2010s, I feel like, I guess that nerdy stigma around gaming faded a little bit because a lot of people were buying consoles in like the late 90s and the 2000s. And by the time the 2010s rolled around, having a gaming console in your house was like a really common thing. By then, so many people had consoles in their house. And every single time, the market leaders were literally just pushing the needle for how wide of an audience it could reach. And when apps like YouTube and Twitch started to become popular, that definitely helped push the idea of gaming. YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie were very popular in like the mid 2010s. So much so that PewDiePie was like the most subscribed YouTuber.
Yeah, he was the most.
And a lot of people just found watching other people playing games interesting, even though they could literally just log on and play the game themselves. And later, as years went on, Fortnite became very popular. And that was the new thing that everybody was talking about. Even fucking news outlets were talking.
Yo, you know how popular Fortnite was? Fortnite was so popular, bro. I even tried to play the game. When I was playing the Fortnite in high school, I didn't like it. I thought I was gonna win in every game that I use, like solo or whatever. Bro, I lost the the first time. The Fortnite was so popular that when you play, bro, you're gonna lose. I think that's why I hated the game. I don't even play the game anymore. Bro, I was so angry at that time when I was playing Fortnite. I thought I was the one, but nah, God has purpose for me. Okay.
About it, and Fortnite has been downloaded over 500 million times. And even a game like Minecraft that was really popular in 2012, 2013 had a resurgence in 2019 because of people playing the game like PewDiePie. And that influenced so many people to play these games because Twitch streamers and YouTubers were playing it. And that really pushed the idea of gaming. And especially when 2020 hit, nobody had shit to do. So everybody who normally didn't play games or use the internet like that was kind of forced to, because what else were you gonna do? Like, you couldn't even go outside without wearing a mask, or even at some points nobody stepped outside because they were just afraid of getting it. So these things that
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, right? During the COVID, you go outside wearing a mask. If you cough, that's your funeral. When you cough during the COVID, bro, okay, you have to hold it even though if your throat is itching. Do I have to say pause?
would be considered like quote nerdy in like the 1980s or 1990s suddenly became really popular. But one thing that blew up like crazy around that time was anime. Now there was a huge switch up around anime. There was a stigma about anime that like, oh, if you watch anime, like, oh, you smell bad and this and that. I mean, there is bad apples in every single fan base. That's just how it is. I feel like as the years went on, it just grew a lot in popularity. Like even the 90s and the 2000s, Dragon Ball Z and like Pokemon were popular. But especially in the year 2020, people got into anime heavily. I remember the year after, a lot of people were talking about anime in school, which kind of shocked me because I didn't realize how big.
Yo, you know the first anime I have watched ever? It was Naruto. The GOAT. The reason why I watched Naruto is because me and my brother, we used to play Ninja Storm 4, but it was a really incredible game. Okay, and then I was like, I like these characters, and then I started watching Naruto. Oh, it is so dope. Like, nah, Naruto has inspired me. I know this sounds crazy, but like, believe it.
It was. Like, I just thought maybe a handful of people in our school watched it, but no, like a lot of people were talking about it. And what was the reason behind this? What was with the switch up? Well, a lot of anime became accessible on Netflix. So I would definitely assume that it has something to do with it. And apps like Crunchyroll also got really popular. You can see in this chart from Statistica like that it just rose in popularity as the years went on. And it completely spiked in January 2024. Crunchyroll now had 15 million subscribers. So the pandemic was just the catalyst, and that shit was already on its way up. And now I'm not gonna act like I was a fan since the beginning, because I definitely hopped on the bandwagon, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I started watching anime in 2022 when I finally purchased a Netflix subscription. I don't know why it took me so long. But yeah, it is really crazy seeing like how much anime's become a part of pop culture in the last 20 years or so. Now I feel like anime is also used in a lot of different memes, and it's like a huge part of like the reaction images on TikTok. And speaking of, another thing that also became huge was memes. We all communicate via memes.
Oh yeah, I
now.
think
like,
memes
it's
were
crazy.
really huge.
Memes have just merged with pop culture so much that you will hear memes in your daily life now. When I walk into my college classes, sometimes I will hear people say 6'7". I literally got called Unk in one of my classes, bro. I got called Unk. Okay, I definitely should not be surprised at this point. Okay, but anyways.
If I went outside and someone called me Unk, I don't really care. Because I know I'm gonna get old eventually. If someone call you Unk out there in your 20s, just move on. You know, don't crash out.
In the 2000s, memes were in their infancy. So the internet moved mad slow, so there weren't gonna be that many memes. And memes lasted for like fucking decades. Okay, maybe not decades, but like they lasted years. And people would send each other memes like via email or some shit. So you could just imagine how slow memes were spreading at that point. But I feel like memes got mainstream in like probably like the...
Bro, meme is created every single day. I don't even know the last meme that I know. The last true meme that I know. The last brain rot meme that I know is 6'7". Like, why do we have to put that in a dictionary? It's just 67, not 6'7". That's the last brain rot meme I know. Or maybe Udin, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. Those are brain rot memes.
Mid 2010s, because I started to see photos of memes being used like in my class at school or like on the lunch table, and everybody was just clowning the school, bro. They were like, what the hell is this? And it had some caption to go along with it, which nowadays, like, we'd probably look at that shit and be like, what the hell do we need the caption for? You could literally just show the person's facial expression. But
nah, this meme are the best meme though. You know, when the text over here and then the text over here, or like Vine memes, those are the best memes. But like these brain rot memes, bro, they make the video so fast. You know how they put too much paragraphs over here and then like the video is like 5 seconds. Like, bro, it's not funny at that point. What am I, in school, bro?
As we consume more content through like TikTok or Instagram Reels, new memes are gonna come and go faster. Some memes last, but I feel like the average lifespan of a meme is like 1 week. It's gotten that bad. And some of them are just so random, I don't even understand them.
What is this?
Like, what the hell is chicken stars? Like, I just don't get it. There are definitely memes that I find funny, and there's definitely memes that still last a long time. Like this meme of Speed trying not to laugh has been going around for like years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, the meme is just generational. But aside from all the exceptions, memes just move so fast now. And they've gotten so popular to the point where if you open any comment section, you will see a lot of these like reaction images. And I feel like as memes gotten more popular, the older generation has also been catching on quicker, which could also be why people are saying, oh, the meme's dead, the trend's over. Like you will see a meme on the news within at least a week of it being out now, or at least the really popular ones. Like there's this robot going around called like Rizbot, which is a crazy name for a robot, by the way.
Rizbot?
Apparently he was talked about on the news, which in the year like 2000, you never imagined a meme being talked about on the news. And since nerd culture has gotten really popular in the past like 15 years or so, it makes sense that a lot of people are going to start talking about it on TikTok. I would say that nerd culture is at its all-time peak, considering that there was a whole TikTok trend saying that you need to nerd out. Now, what the hell does this even mean? Well, nerding out was essentially the idea of just putting all your interests that people would consider nerdy on screen. I think we got to a point where people were just trying.
Yo, chat, for you who are kind of nerdy out there, it's really okay to be nerd, okay? I'm a nerd too. I'm a nerd in video editing. Like, bro, I can tell you how many frames is a minute. Bro, I'm nerdy like that. Okay.
To be different, like just for the sake of being different. And they were just claiming that they were a nerd, even though their interests were like not considered nerdy at all. A lot of people started to get upset when people were putting things like Taco Bell, Starbucks, Target, and apparently one person even put Gmail. Like, I get that you could be a nerd about anything, technically. Like, if you watch the Starbucks iceberg, that's like 3 hours long. Okay, maybe you are a Starbucks nerd. But still, my point stands that some people are just trying to say that they're a nerd for the sake of being different. Like, it's okay if you're not really into things that are considered nerdy. Like, you don't have to be. No one's telling you that you have to be a nerd about something. Like, some people are just doing this for the sake of being niche. Like, I probably have the most basic fashion sense known to man. I like it, and I wear these clothes anyway, so it's fine. It's not a bad thing to be considered, quote, basic. It's about liking the shit you want to like. You just hop on the trend just because it's cool to be considered different. You're just being performative. Like, I could definitely understand why people are upset that people are putting like popular establishments on the thing, because it's not like it's a niche reference about the establishment or like a niche limited time drink that's sold at the establishment that you really like. No, it's just the logo itself. I mean, people may have been doing this to rage bait. I don't know, because there's no way somebody's including Chipotle, a dog, and a water bottle. I'm not saying this to try to gatekeep, right? But listen, I don't know. At least to me, it just doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just a TikTok trend. It is what it is. You'll like this video right here on the end screen. Just click on it.
Being nerdy is cool, okay? Don't worry about it. Yo, I didn't know this trend that being nerdy is cool. If nerd now is considered cool, then okay, you know, respect, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being nerdy. Do girls like nerdy guys or bad boys? Maybe they like the between. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, bro. So YouTube, if you're watching this, please subscribe, okay? I really appreciate it. Thank you.